Whoa! Alright, you guys, I am pouring myself a glass of wine, and we're going to talk about some comics. So, first of all, the wine's still cold, and that's a relief to me because I got a little lost in the... I wanted to do a live stream originally, but laziness kind of took over, and I'm like, I'll learn about that some other day. So, anyways, with that, wanted to do reviews on books that I got, so fingers crossed that all goes well with this video, and we're going to get right into it. First of all, I did want to recognize Marvel. X-Men Gold issue 4 came out this week, you guys, and what excellent, see what I did there? Timing this was, you know, beautiful. Strong Gambit presence in this book. Both X-Men Gold and X-Men Blue are really, I feel they're taking me back to where I want X-Men books to take me, which is more of that just raw adventure, vulnerability, tensions about being a mutant, that kind of stuff. Gambit was a home run in this issue, and I really liked it. Art was on point. I had fun with that. And at the end, just getting to see yet another cameo of a Sentinel. I'm just going to show you guys that panel really quick here. Pretty exciting just to see the team. How are they going to tackle this, you know, to be revealed in the next issue, issue 5. So, honestly, if you had me looking at X-Men Blue and Gold side by side, I don't know if I could choose. Only because they're so different, but they're so fun. So, thank you to the creative teams of both X-Men Blue and X-Men Gold. Totally digging it so far, so I'm going to drink to that. Strawberry rhubarb. By the way, always try to drink local, so this is Wine Haven. Strawberry rhubarb wine. And we got this up in Minneapolis when we were at Wizard World. Got a hug from John Barrowman. That was cool, so... This drink is in honor of him, in honor of that. Up next, you guys, we have the Mighty Thor. So this is issue 19. And got Dodderman on the art. Love this storyline. And honestly, I hadn't been reading Mighty Thor prior to seeing the promotion of the Shi'ar Imperial Guard being in the pages of this book. Wow. The notion of the Shi'ar going to war against Thor and the other gods of Asgard is mind-blowing to me. Mind-blowing. Because I never thought I'd see that day happen, and it's really cool. In the past, there have been cosmic gatherings, and there's been a representative from, like, the Thor storyline there. So it shouldn't surprise me that this could happen, and it sure did. Ultimately, my favorite moment of this was really just Jane standing up for herself over and over again throughout the story. I totally dig that. Powerful moments, powerful artwork. The original Thor shows up as well, so it's kind of a good crossover. I'm not reading the Unworthy Thor, however, but with this one, I would definitely give it a beer rating of 5 out of 6, and then I apologize, X-Men Gold, I would give that a strong 6 out of 6. I gotta keep up with that. It's been a minute since I've done, like, formal, like, reviews, so boy do I got some for you. Next up, you guys, Secret Empire issue number 2. Love the covers. They're just having so much fun with these, sneaking those Hydra logos on any character they can get their hands on. Typical Marvel. There were a couple of cool moments in here. I was actually watching the Rainbow Comics Lincoln podcast, and they kind of called these moments out as well, and I hadn't read it yet, so I read it moments after, and I saw what they were talking about. Cloak and Dagger cameo there. Love that. Love some Cloak and Dagger. And then there was a really cool panel here. I'm just trying to find it that they called out as well, and then when I got to it, I was like, holy buckets, that's gorgeous. Love that. Just the detail there, and you could spend a little bit of time just looking at the various panels from past issues and just kind of seeing what's going on there. Very, very cool. So I liked it. I'm not a fan of alternate reality hoo-ha. I'm really a continuity junkie, and I know that at the end of this event we're going to undo everything, etc., etc., because of the cosmic cubes. So I don't know. On one hand, I'm excited to see where it goes, but on the other, kind of excited to get it done. And let's get back to business. But what is the business? The business of comics is to have fun. So I probably just need to take a chill pill and drink some more wine. So, I don't know. With that one, I'd probably give it a 4 out of 6. I liked it. The artwork was a little interesting at times. I know that there's fans of this artwork. I'm not one of those. It was fun. It's gritty. It's different. It's a Hydra world, you know, so... I don't know. But We'll get there. Batwoman, issue 3. This cover is fun, all digital. Just kind of a fun, clever story so far. So, I'm not as familiar. I've read issues, 1 through 3 right now, but I'm not as familiar. So we got this villain in here, Tahani, and I say villain, carefully, because, we'll see what's coming up next issue. But getting a little history on Kate Kane never hurt anyone, is the way I see it. Now, the New 52, I have a good portion of Batwoman in trade. I haven't even read all of it yet. Terrible. I think I got through book 1. I was borrowing some of the singles, I believe, from Tom a while back. So I do need to get that done. Shame on me for even reading this, because I should be getting my learn on first prior to trying to dive into this. Ultimately, though, with this issue, I'd probably give it, probably a 4 out of 6 for sure. And I'll ride with this character, because she's just a cool, strong female presence, and I think she's a lot of fun. So I'm curious to see where the title takes us. Up next, got to give a shout out here to John Boylan, because he paid for my copy of Batman issue 23, The Bold and the Mold. I do have some insight on that. However, I'm going to actually direct you to my Twitter account, @JohnOnDemand, to get the skinny. And also, what did I think of it? But also, check out rootsofswampthing.com, hang out with John Boylan. Check out his review. He did a really great job on it. He put a lot of thought and time into it. And John Boylan, being like the aficionado of Swamp Thing, knows, what he has a lot of good insight to provide into the character. And, what did he like about this rendition of him, and what didn't he, etc. But it's an informed opinion, and that's what I'm all about. So totally check out my review @JohnOnDemand on Twitter. It is available there, and it is a video towards the top of my feed. Up next, I love some lenticulars, so I had to get not 1 but 2. I gave the other one to Ken. Beautiful usage of this, just so gorgeous. So Flash issue 22. Artwork inside, equally gorgeous, just all over the place. Like, there's never a dull moment in this issue. And honestly, for a Flash issue, there was a lot of Batman presence, which I thought was cool, interesting, and I'm curious just to see how this whole Watchmen thing ends up, because we get little subtle things like that, and, could be a good thing, could be a bad thing, we'll find out. It's going to be a lot of fun, though, that's for sure. So I'm glad that I checked this event out, lenticular on the whole thing. Pretty stoked about that. Shout out to the Reverse Flash. Sorry you basically died, whatever. But a strong issue. I'd probably give this one a 4.5 out of 6 beers. And speaking of which, I'm getting a little behind here. Next, Power Rangers issue 15. Fun covers. Quality of this cover is that cardstock feel, so, or not necessarily cardstock, because cardstock's kind of the term we threw at All-Star Batman when I was guesting on Comic Book Roundtable. Interesting concepts, though. Alternate realities, again, as a reader, I'm like, meh. But in the story of the Power Rangers, just getting to see any adventure from them, because it's pretty limited, is fantastic. And so having Zordon from the current world of the featured team of Power Rangers meeting a dying version of an alternate reality, interesting dialogue, and just kind of some gorgeous cosmic artwork. And you guys know how I feel about cosmic. So that in itself was a lot of fun. It really boils down to Tommy Oliver from the alternate universe turning this evil, not nice dude, and really just put the hurt on the world, the Power Rangers, Zordon, the Zords, etc. But the Green Ranger, the good Green Ranger, is also in that world now. So hopefully they're getting their save on. One thing I did want to point out, though, is not in the book itself, but actually behind it. I see that we're starting a new series, and I'm not sure how I feel about that, only because the quality of this one is awesome, and I would hate to see this one stop, only so that we can start over again. I'm really, really loving this run, so I'm like putting my claws into it, hoping for the best, and we'll see how it goes. But either way, it's been a fantastic run. I think it's been well received by fans, but totally, if you're not reading this, please check it out. It's totally worth it. It's awesome to see you know, my childhood on there. On the flip side of that, Power Rangers and Justice League issue 4. So I saw some literature online in recent articles that they're talking about possibly stopping this series for now and doing like issues 5 and 6 later. So I don't know what the deal is with that. It was kind of funny to see weapons from DC villains or other foes of the Justice League, or accessories, get handed out to the Power Rangers in lieu of them missing their power coins for the time being. So that was pretty entertaining just to see that. Starting to lose its wow factor for me a little bit, though. I'll obviously collect the rest of it just because we're almost there. So, I don't know. With this one, I would probably give it a strong 2 out of 6 beers, for sure. Sorry. Next is Green Lanterns issue 23. Very, very interesting. So, first of all, getting to meet Sam Humphrey is fantastic. But very, very interesting because our two heroes, Jessica and Baz, get taken under the wing of 2 established Green Lanterns. So we have Guy Gardner and then Kyle Wagner. Interesting takes on what it means to be a Green Lantern in general, because you see the fun constructs, you see the clever constructs, you see Jessica being pushed to her limits. So I thought all of that was really, really, really interesting. But I don't know. I think that this book just continues to surprise me. Again, it's my first run ever of this. So I'd give this one a strong 4.5 out of 6, I think. It's a lot of fun. So, still engaged with it, still learning about Green Lanterns, and couldn't ask for more as a reader. But let's talk about the creme brulee, which is Generation X issue number 1. What a pleasant surprise. Much like X-Men Blue and Gold, Generation X was just a blast. I saw this originally promoted and I was like, there's no way I'm checking that out. I'm so loyal to the original team that, I don't know. So there were a few friendly nods in here. We had Chamber and Jubilee, in there. There is a rendition of Morph in here, which I find interesting. So is that the one from the X-Men 90s cartoon? I'm going to have to do a little bit of research. If you guys have any skinny on that, please let me know. What is it? Nature Girl, Bling, Quentin. So some of these characters I'm familiar with, some of them I'm not. Is that I Guy, I believe? A quirky group of people, and I'll be curious to see what they do with the story. I'm totally going to rock with it. A lot of fun, ultimately. So I'm giving this one a whopping keg out of 6. 6 out of 6 beers. Totally check it out. If you're looking for just a way different direction for Marvel Comics, this is probably going to be your book. So, with that, that's all the reviews I had. Again, with Batman issue 23, head on over to my Twitter account, @JonOnDemand. It's a lot of fun. I hope you guys are having an excellent week at comics, and cheers to an amazing comic book community. Getting to meet Mark, by the way, when he came out, Begging Boarding Bad Boy, that was amazing. Thank you for helping us save the world here in South Dakota. Getting to record some rap songs, that was a lot of fun, and just really getting to hang out. So, anyways, comic book community, great friends, great times, toasting to that, but still keeping it comics for sure, man. Stay classy.